Welcome to Issues and Answers with Diane Kinderwater. Issues and Answers is presented as a public service to inform, educate, and better the lives of New Mexicans. And now, Issues and Answers with your host, Diane Kinderwater.
Welcome to the program. I'm Diane Kinderwater. What do Eco-Glam, Mindful Mondays, and Linus have to do with each other? Plenty. On the program today, we're going to discuss eco-wellness, eco-holistic health, and how we individually can work together to make this a better earth and a more sustainable earth. My guest today is Catherine Chaya. Perhaps saw her before. She is Mrs. USA Earth, and she's going to tell us about her journey on becoming Mrs. USA Earth, but because that trail was made by becoming more eco-friendly. And she's going to tell us some tips on how you and I, especially me, can start on that journey as well. So please stay with us as we see again Catherine Chaya. We'll be back right after this. I'm with Catherine Chaya. She is Mrs. USA Earth. She's running in pageants, and we're going to talk about her journey. We've talked about it in another program, but really, when you became involved with this Mrs. Earth pageant, I'm not sure if it was prior to that, but you became very much eco-friendly with the ecology, the environment, and again, sustainability of our earth. And you're going to give us some tips. But you have some businesses that you developed, and we're going to talk about them as well. And before I'm going to tell us, I asked, what do Eco-Glam, Mindful Monday, and Linus have to do with each other?
Well, these are all part of different programs that I bring to the community to help them thrive. And a lot of these programs were born out of my story, my personal story of healing. And so in my mother's legacy, this past year, I was my mother's main caregiver through the last moments of her life. And during that process, I needed assistance. She needed assistance to get through this journey. And we found that assisted animal therapy really helped us through this.
Assisted animal therapy.
Yes, there could be therapy dogs. There are therapy ponies out there that visit assisted and hospice facilities. And it's so amazing to watch these patients light up when they see these animals come in to give them attention, because maybe earlier in that day they were feeling isolated or alone. And that's the whole point of my program, Visiting Angels EcoPause, is to bring therapy dogs into assisted and hospice communities.
Visiting Angel Eco
Pause.
Pause.
Yes.
The little pause.
Yeah, the pause.
So you now have this little nonprofit that goes into...
Well, I actually created a partnership with Chorus Health, which is a local New Mexico healthcare system. And I work under their program and through the national organization, Alliance of Therapy Dogs, and we go into assisted and hospice communities to help hundreds of seniors so far, just to better their day, give them that unconditional love and comfort that these therapy dogs bring.
Your dog is Linus. What kind of dog is he?
He is a standard sheepadoodle. So sheepdog and poodle mix. Mm-hmm. So he's about 72 pounds of love.
So with your program, is Linus your only dog?
So far, yes.
Okay.
Yes. I have another one in training, but she's a little too young right now, and that is his sister, Denali, and she's a mini sheepadoodle. So I'm starting at home, and this is something that this is my family, part of my family, these dogs, and this is something that we can do together to better our community. And
so what do you do with the dogs, with Linus? You and Linus?
Yes.
What do you do, Catherine?
Well, what we do is we get assigned a couple patients at different facilities, and we go visit them once a week. and we just go in and say hello, give them a chance to pet the dog, and just have small conversations so they know that they're not alone, and comfort them and bring them back in that moment again. I mean, because think about it, some of these patients have dementia and they're, staring at the floor or the walls, and they see us and they're brought back into life again. And it's so rewarding, not only for my team, but for them. And we just want to spread this healing and this joy to more.
What could viewers do
Well,
regarding therapy dogs? I mean, they maybe not have a therapy dog, but with their own dog.
right. Well, if you do want to become a team in your community, I would suggest you definitely need to partner up with an organization that train therapy dogs. So Linus and I have been training in regular discipline type classes for over a year, and then you go through 3 observations in the actual facilities to get certified and insured, because you definitely need to be insured to go into these facilities.
Oh boy, now it sounds like quite a bit though, Catherine. I was just thinking, this in our own neighborhoods, we could be walking around and going to elderly people's homes and letting them pet the dog and talk to the dog.
But you also have to think about liability. So it is suggested to be insured because these are animals. You never know, things could happen, but that's why they go through that observation process to make sure that it is a good fit, because not all dogs want to do that. And I was a little afraid with Linus at first, because it wasn't until our second observation that he really did take to the program and to these beautiful seniors. And I was like, oh, he does want to do this, And
what do you suggest people do, members of the public do around a therapy dog? What do you suggest members of the public when they see one? How do they treat the dog? How should they treat the dog?
I think with any dog, always ask the owner if it is okay to pet them. You don't know what their background is, and don't charge at the dog. I mean, think about it. If somebody charged at us, we'd be taken aback, right? Well, same thing with the animal. Be gentle. Be in control of your energy. I think a lot of times we forget about what kind of energy we're bringing to the table, and animals can sense this. And so just be more aware, be more conscious around your animals and humans, and always ask first.
Always ask first.
Yes.
And children, they tend to be the ones who are charging.
Yes, that's why I always say, 1 second. I said, I always say, let's have a moment, and then we'll say, it is okay, we are friendly, and it is okay to approach us.
And where is a good place to pet a dog?
I think anywhere, as long as the owner is present.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just wondering, the head, behind the ears, the back.
Oh, yes. Well, I would say the body first, because a lot of dogs can be head shy. And so I always like to go perhaps in the back of the neck area, in the body, and then work to the head.
And when you take your Linus to these facilities, what happens with the people?
Well, first of all, we ask if we can approach and say, would you like a visit from a therapy dog today? And with their willingness, we just go up to them, and Linus sits or stands next to them. And as they're petting them, we just have a nice conversation and just let them know that they're special and that they're still thought of.
Thank you. Part of your program is something called Eco Glam.
Yeah.
What the? I thought that was putting on makeup that are from the environment or something. But.
Well, it all does. It's all under that umbrella.
Okay, good.
Okay,
good.
So living your glamorously green life is something that the Mrs. Earth organization likes to promote. And what is that? That's living a green life without losing the luxury of it. So for example, be aware of what products that you use. Are they vegan? Are they tested on animals? When it comes to makeup or household items, things like that. Upcycling and recycling fashion.
What's upcycling?
Upcycling means reusing, repurposing, secondhand clothing. Keep that so it doesn't land in the landfill. You want to keep it in circulation, keep it in use until that fabric is like really deteriorated, you know? So we like to call it circular fashion. Keep it in the loop, you know, don't let it go to the landfill. Okay, a lot of other glamorously green choices are, well, is not only being aware of what you put on your skin, clothing-wise, product-wise, household, what are you cleaning your house with, keeping that fashion, you know, going, upcycling it through secondhand, just keeping yourself aware. So
you brought some products?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so one of my programs is a video series called Eco Wellness with Catherine. And what I'm teaching you is how to take natural elements from the earth and using it on yourself to help yourself heal. And the reason this all came into fruition is because I was a cancer survivor, or I am a cancer survivor. And I had to lean heavily into my holistic ways to help myself heal. And
What do you mean by holistic?
Holistic means, for example, my favorite go-to is coconut oil. And a great way to use coconut oil, there's many ways,
Hold it up a little bit.
okay, is oil pulling. So I put about a tablespoon in my mouth and I swish it around for 5 minutes, yes. And what it does, it's actually pulling bacteria out of your tongue, underneath your mouth and around your gums, creating...
Now I could use Listerine though, some kind of
Yes,
mouthwash
but
to do that.
Listerine has a lot of chemicals in it, and it is not natural, and it also has alcohol in it, which is very drying. This is all natural. And
So you take a teaspoon
well,
of coconut oil.
I would say teaspoon, but I worked my way up to a tablespoon.
Tablespoon?
Yes.
You put it in your mouth.
And you swish it around, and the heat of your mouth creates a liquid, and it's pulling. It's called oil pulling, and it cleans out the bacteria in your mouth for that, to make it a neutral microbiome, you know? So,
How often do you do this?
well, I do it every day for like 2 to 3 minutes. They do, but if you only do it once a week, they suggest for 10 minutes. But who has 10 minutes to? I guess when you walk around the house, you could be swishing. You know.
Now, how did you learn of this, Catherine?
Well,
Chaya?
I am a holistic health practitioner. I have been for 4.5 years. I'm a Japanese Reiki practitioner. So I help you release stifled energy out of your 7 chakras that we have, which are all energy vortexes. And when you release this negative energy from past trauma, could be from your childhood, it could be from daily life. It sticks with you in your muscles, not only in your brain. And I help, it's a very relaxing session where you lay clothed on a massage table, and I just go over you and help move that energy out so that you can have more positive energy to come in and feel lighter, feel rejuvenated, and it's just a beautiful thing, and it helps you heal from past traumas. And I also do this
when you release it, I understand how the coconut oil releases from your mouth,
right?
But how is this negative energy
Well,
released?
energy knows no time or space, so you can actually do Reiki from a long distance place. Okay, so basically you move it along and you send it with love, and it's just something that has helped me through my cancer process before and after. It helped rid the radiation out of my body sooner, because that will stick in your body for years, radiation. And so I'm, leaning into acupuncture. It's the same thing happens through acupuncture when you put the little needles in certain energy places. It helps release that negative energy out from your body.
And
so this is just another way.
Catherine Chaya, it has worked for you.
It has helped for me. It helped my mother through her journey, through her end of days. It's been amazing.
So all of this, you are online, you are with Instagram.
Yes.
And it's called Eco Wellness with Catherine.
My video series, yes.
Eco Wellness with Catherine.
Yes.
And you teach us about...
Yes, and I'm going to share some more tips here.
Yes.
Okay, so for example, another product that I like to use that's been around for centuries is organic castor oil. Have you ever heard of castor oil packs? No? Okay. Well, that's why I'm here. Okay, so basically you can do this with a washcloth or a hand towel, and you soak it in castor oil, and you use this to help reduce inflammation. You help it I've used it on my mother. She had cancer and tumors in her stomach, and I did these castor oil packs where you lay on for 30 minutes and then you put saran wrap over it because you want it to heat up a little bit. And what it does is it helps reduce the size of tumors. I've seen it with my own eyes. I saw it after a month of using it on my mother, and her whole stomach area deflated. It was miraculous. But
now, wait, people who may not have cancer but just want their stomach to deflate. Well,
it also drains the lymphatic system. It helps reduce menstrual cramps. Castor oil has been known, it can help regrow hair. Like, you can put a little bit on your eyebrows and your eyelashes, and it'll help the regrowth.
Now, Catherine, you know this as a fact for you.
I've used it personally. I've done it for other people, and there's tons of research out there. Please, I always encourage you to do your own research, and you will find that it is backed up by science.
And but you talk about that on your video series.
I do. I talk about all kinds of things on my video series, you know, natural earth elements, using those to heal yourself, but also switching out plastic straws for metal straws. You know, I talk about pet therapy and pet safety. So I try to cover overall health and wellness.
What's another tip from your series?
Okay, the last one that I brought today, because I had a life-saving surgery during my cancer surgery, I ended up having a hysterectomy. So after that, I immediately went into menopause. And of course, if anybody knows anything about menopause, your hormones are all over the place, and mood swings and things like that. So through my research and also talking to different holistic health doctors, I always say, talk to your holistic health doctor first before you try any of this, is wild yam cream. Have you ever seen Sex and the City where Samantha went to Dubai and they went and let her take all her creams and she started eating a lot of wild yams to help balance out her hormones? Well, now you can just get it in a jar. So what you do is, what this does is it helps regulate your hormones, balance you, and it helps, again, with those PMS relief symptoms, things like that. And what you want to do is you want to rub this on areas that are delicate on your skin, like the inside of your arms, the inside of your legs, your stomach, your chest, and this will soak in. And this, I have now been using this for I would say 5 months now, and this takes the place of taking hormone replacement treatment capsules. So again, leaning into my holistic ways, I had a hormone-related cancer, so I'm not able to do what a Western doctor would recommend, is that hormone replacement therapy. I have to use other natural alternatives. So that's why I've leaned into these, and it has totally helped me. And so that's why I want to share it with others.
And where can we find more information on your video series? Under
Instagram or Facebook, Mrs. USA Earth or Catherine Chaya.
And that's where we'll find your video series.
Yes, and soon we'll be going to YouTube. So but for now, you can find it on social media, and then eventually I'll be putting that on YouTube.
Tell me about Mindful Mondays. What is that?
Yeah, I think we all need a reminder sometimes that we're going to make it through life. And we need tools in our tool belt to help us get there. Not all of us have money to go to a therapist, and so I want to offer these complimentary every Monday. You can go to my social media pages, and I'll give you kind of like a tip to get through the week. And that can be through journaling. Putting your thoughts on paper sometimes helps it get out of your head so that you can make more space for the good thoughts, not the ones that are bringing you down,
Is that where you have the three areas, the mind, the body, and the soul? Is that true? Or is that another program? Your
No,
Mindful
that
Monday?
that would be under Mindful Mondays for sure.
As an example of the mind, I read on there, you deal with meditation, constantly learning, reading books, positive affirmation, and the journaling. So tell me, what is the positive affirmation?
Well, okay, where's one place that we go to every day? We go to the bathroom to brush our teeth, right? So
And hopefully turn off the water
yeah,
while we're
in
brushing
between.
the teeth.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. And so I like to have a couple Post-it notes on my mirror. And the first thing I like to do while I'm brushing my teeth, because you want to make it muscle memory, right? And when you repeat something every morning, and I pick 5 different words every morning, like I am a champion, I am resilient, I am loving. Like, think about words that are going to suit you for that day. Are you going to lead a business meeting that day? Okay, so what are the 5 words that you would choose? I am a leader. I can communicate easily. Things like that. And then it just gets in your head. Our brain doesn't really know the difference except for what we're telling it. So you can trick your mind with these affirmations.
Trick it. I like that. Trick it.
Yeah.
Really, it's not as dire as we think. Well, it really is dire, but we can trick ourselves with positive affirmation. So you write it down and then you post it on, or what do you? Or do you have one posted?
I have a postcard that has 100 words on it.
Okay.
And then I just kind of look at that postcard and pick 5 words of what I feel would suit me for that day.
Yes. And then you write it on.
I say it out loud.
Okay.
You have to say it out loud, because when you say it out loud, it becomes real.
Oh, I thought you said, what was about the Post-it notes on the mirror?
Well, you can, so if the night before, for example, you can, set your intention for the next day. So when people come into a session with me for Reiki, I always have them set an intention for the day or for that session. What do you want to achieve, or what do you want to get rid of? And it can be small or big, but setting that intention will help that energy flow in that direction.
Nice, very nice. Yeah. Then, very nice. I'm taking notes as you say it. Then the soul. I read, again, that's part of your Mindful Mondays, looking at being grateful, acts of kindness, having a spiritual presence in your life.
Yes.
Tell me about the soul.
What's your religion? What do you believe in? There's usually a higher power that guides us. And through prayer, through meditation, we can get closer to that higher power. And the more that higher power, it all lives in all of us, in our heart. And we need to get to the heart of the situation sometimes, right? And we can do this by becoming silent, even if it's just for 2 minutes. I know I have a hard time meditating, but now they're coming out with all these great ways of doing it differently. They have walking meditation so that you can, while you're walking, you can listen to someone guiding you through thoughts and affirmations and whatever it is. You can sit silently in yoga class and just try to quiet those thoughts. I think the hardest thing is quieting those thoughts. We all have that excess chatter in our head. It's normal. It's okay.
And then the body. We've got a minute left. What are some tips you can share regarding the body?
Well, I used to be a Broadway dancer, and I used to dance with Cirque du Soleil, and stretching has always been a time for me to relax, recollect myself, and listen, if you don't use it, you lose it. okay? So stretching every day will be so helpful, not only to get the juices flowing, but it will also calm your mind because you're focusing on the stretching. But there are many ways, but this is just some of the ways.
Just such a little thing as turning your head.
Yes.
As you watch KCHF TV,
Yes.
you can sit and turn.
Yes.
Your head is something that we need to do.
Side to side, up and down. You can do twists in your chair, side to side. You can, bring your knee up to your chest. There's all kinds of chair exercises. If you're not mobile, it's okay. You can still do stretching.
If they're watching Issues and Answers with Diane Kinderwater or other programs on KCHF TV, you can do some of these things.
Yes, and you can use your resources, Google, YouTube. There's all kinds of teachers
I thought
online.
we're just going to your
know,
Instagram.
but
Tell us how people can find you, Catherine.
Yes, please come to my Instagram or Facebook under Catherine Chaya, which is CZAJA, or under.
Oh, you better say that again.
Oh, C as in cat, Z as in zebra, A as in apple, J as in Jack, A as in apple, or under Mrs. USA Earth. And you can find me definitely there for Mindful Mondays and other helpful eco-wellness tips to help better yourself.
And you're bettering our kids by going into the schools and teaching them about recycling.
Yes, through my Eco Heroes program, I'm doing a school tour where we are teaching children what can be recycled, doing local cleanups, and pet care and pet safety. So I think all these are important things to do, and then these children can go home and tell their parents and encourage them, like, hey, we should have a separate trash can for our recycling goods and then the other trash, right? And that's just a start, and that's great. All we have to do is start.
And you did start.
Yeah.
And you contributed to our program today. Thank you, Catherine Chaya, so much for all you're doing in our community. Again, congratulations on being Mrs. USA Earth and being so positive. Again, all of us have had challenges in our lives, but Catherine is very inspirational. And I appreciate meeting you. And of course, your smile lights up the room and lights up our TV show. Thanks for watching KCHF TV. I'm Diane Kinderwater. We thank Catherine Chaya for being part of this program. We'll see you next time. Make it a great week. Bye-bye.
Issues and Answers with your host Diane Kinderwater is presented as a public service to inform, educate, and better the lives of New Mexicans. To comment on today's program, email us at info@kchftv.org or call us at 505-345-1991. Join us again for Issues and Answers with Diane Kinderwater.